So we actually probably should officially start with you guys just talking about Hawaii, your trip.
Oh, we can do that for a little bit. Let's introduce you that you're on today too. Just say you are. Say you're Kaylee Chen from where you're from and your favorite thing to do on the weekends.
My name is Kaylee Chen. You guys can call me Baby Doll KK.
Wow, that's already going to trend. Baby Doll KK? I love that.
Where did that name come from? Because you told me that name too when I first met you. I liked it.
Yeah, it's my brand. One day I just had that in my head. I have to have it. And I haven't registered it yet, but I have a neon sign that says Baby Doll KK in my room.
I love that. Baby Doll KK.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm called Cutie Pie DD.
DD is actually my brother's name. It's not his name, but I call him Didi. It's younger brother in Chinese.
I don't know why I said that, but Baby Doll KK is awesome.
Yeah, that was my introduction.
That's great. Our listeners, smash that subscribe button. It's right down there. And we will torture you with emails the rest of your life. No, I've never subscribed. I don't even know what it means.
Subscribe to your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Do you do it a lot, Tom? Subscribe to things?
No, I never subscribe
It's
to
very
channels.
rare. I know. I
Yeah.
should do it more to help people.
It is
But
kind
I
of a
guess
favor. I guess it gives people more cred or power. You know, I don't know.
There's also, just really quick, there's not much to report from Maui, except that it was beautiful. And then there was one incident where I did get chased by a local Hawaiian guy with a pair of tongs at a barbecue place.
Okay.
And the other people were like, you need to leave. Like there was no cops or nothing. I was out there like, get out of here.
Well, hold on. Let's break that down for a second.
You can tell a story from your angle.
Whoa.
Let me tell this story.
So,
more
by the way,
objectively.
just for our listeners, Dex and Kaylee just got back yesterday from a week on Maui as a vacay. And so,
Yes.
and then this incident happened.
And we came directly to this podcast. We didn't go home.
We have not been home yet. We literally got on a plane last night.
Oh.
And then Kaylee somehow misplaced her keys. So we got to Tom's place this morning, like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And now we took a little nap, and now we're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we still...
I'll just hang out.
I mean, it's your.
Yeah. Well, I want them to
That's all right. Well, we can just cutting for it. This is the little Maui section, then we'll hop into the Larry section.
yeah,
It's fine.
exactly.
All right, we'll just tell this one story, because I want to get your feedback
Okay,
on
Dex
it.
and Kaylee went to Hawaii, and they got back, and they came straight to the podcast studio. It's Kaylee's first time visiting
We're still
us.
wearing the same clothes.
Baby Doll KK, they're still in Hawaiian gear. And so an event happened during your week at Maui. So start from the beginning.
Okay. Do you want to tell how it happened?
So we're just hot. And
tell we're
everything.
driving.
Yeah,
Hot?
we just have to drink a lot of water, right, to keep hydrated, because you're in the salt water all day long. So we drink a lot of water. Naturally, you have to go to the restroom. And then
Kaylee needs to use the bathroom more than most people I've ever met.
So do men in my age group.
So we need to find a
water,
bathroom.
Yeah, and you find bathroom, and there's just no place to use bathroom. And then
A little bit closer, yeah.
we found this.
We found this like kind of
barbecue
farmer's
place.
market place.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we're just driving. There's nothing for miles and miles because we're out in the middle of the rainforest kind of part of Maui. So
How
we found-
nice.
It was beautiful. So we were like, okay, this is a perfect place for Kaylee to use the bathroom. So then
We were also hungry.
we're also hungry.
So you're
like,
hungry, you need a bathroom. You're kind of like toddlers.
Trying to get some food and use the restroom.
Yeah, okay. 2 goals in mind. You see a farmer's market, you pull over.
Yep.
Okay, what happened?
So then we talked to this first guy, and he's very nice. We were just like, hey, can we use the restroom? And he said, oh, you know what, sorry, there's no bathroom here, but there is one 10 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
You can use that one. We're like, oh, okay, that's kind of annoying, but it's fine. Let's get some food since we're already here.
Yeah.
Then we walked down to the edge of the farmer's market.
No, we missed
What?
this guy. There's another guy, the
Okay.
coconut guy. Missed half of his lip.
A coconut guy
Very
with
scary
half a
looking.
lip.
And there was a big machete. And there was missed half of his lip, right? Chopping coconut. And I was like, should I ask him? Because he probably know where the restroom is, right?
So the idea that he caught part of his lip when he was doing one of his machete swings?
I hope not.
Like a birth defect. It's insane.
Sounded like he's swinging a machete and he just sliced off half of his lip.
It was just I had to go
finished
that
his
bad.
shift.
So I
Yeah.
walked up to him. I was like, "Sir," and then he's like, "Oh, maybe you could ask this guy, the barbecue people. They have two little, what do you call these?
Porta potty?
Porta potty.
They did say, he said that?
That's why we went to the barbecue, because we were told there was
Oh, wow.
bathroom 10
I forgot about
minutes
this
away.
part. First person said there's no bathrooms. Now the second guy says there is bathrooms.
So
Scary looking guy.
coconut lipless guy says there's
Yeah.
porta potties over back where you came from.
Very
Yes.
definite when he
Yeah,
said
he's
it.
very positive. So
Yeah.
then
Right.
we go down there.
Okay.
And-
Yeah.
This is when it gets a little strange. So we're just like, hey, we need to use. She needs to use the bathroom. I don't need to use the bathroom. We're just like, she needs to use the bathroom, and they're like, oh, we don't have any bathrooms. Same story. They gave us for the first person. There's bathrooms 10 minutes down the road, and then we say, oh, we're confused because
Holding
this
out.
other guy said that there are porta potties here, and then he said, and then the guy we talked to was like, oh, no, there's no bathrooms
First
here.
it was a girl.
It was a girl. You're right. She said, no, there's no bathrooms here.
It was a girl. I was trying to order to
Yeah.
let her know that we're actually gonna eat here.
Paying
Right. That
customers.
we're not just trying to use your bathroom
Because
and
I was
leave.
like, I asked
Yeah.
about her menu stuff. I was like, I even turned around to Dex. I was like, I kind of want to eat here. And then I asked her, hey, do you know if there's any restroom? Because I said very
Right, right.
loudly to make sure she hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're setting the table.
Yeah.
I'm a customer, but I
Yeah.
need to use the restroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, we don't have restroom here. But then there's two porta
So then,
potties right
let me
behind
interrupt. Sorry,
the
but one sec.
booth.
She says that there's no restrooms here, and I go,
Yeah.
okay, this is weird. Then I look over her shoulder, and there's two bathrooms there. She just said there
So-
are no bathrooms, but over her shoulder there are two bathrooms.
So she's lying.
She's lying to her
our
face.
And there's two sparkling porta potties.
They were. They
right
had a lock
behind
on
her.
them. They're really nice, actually.
Clean. Okay, so then game's on, right? How do you get into the porta
What
potty?
happened next?
So Dex started asking, what are those? Do you know who owns those porta potties? And she's
Who
like,
owns them?
because she at first she's like, Dex asked her, what are those?
Well,
She's
when
like,
you
I don't know.
I don't know if I probably got a little aggressive, but I said, "What are those?" And then
She
she
said,
said, "Those
"I
are porta
don't-
potties."
porta
So I said, "What? You just
Who
said there
owns
aren't
them?"
porta potties."
Yeah.
And then I said, "Who owns them?" And then I think that's when like her brother came up or something. Like,
Yeah.
And he was like-
the guy came in.
he like looked at my tattoo. He's like, "Was that a dagger or something?" Like, I'm like, "I don't know. I just got a tattoo a long time ago."
Yeah, I started asking him,
And then
where
he's
you
like,
from?
"Where are you from?" Kind of like talking like whispery. I was like, "I'm from LA. Where are you from? Are you from here?" He's like, "No, man.
And then he was
What?"
making noises with his tongs because he was barbecuing.
Yeah, he had tongs in his hand.
oh, and he's kind of snapping.
Kind of snapping weird. And I'm just, I'm just saying, hey, listen, we just need her to use the bathroom. And then eventually he gets the keys with the tong. And,
Want it?
And then he
Want
goes,
it?
and then he goes like this. He goes, well, fuck me, I guess, right? Like for no reason.
Wait a minute, that's one of the greatest catches. That's a T-shirt. Fuck me, I guess, right?
It was weird.
Yeah, he was like, do you want it? Do you want it? So he was trying to show the keys. in front
But
of
this
his
is what
face.
I probably shouldn't have said, but I felt like I needed to. Is when he said that there was a lot of people. I said, "Hey, man, you shouldn't swear. There's kids around here." And that's when he said, "You know what? Harassment. I'm calling the police. Get out of here." And I went, "What?" And then I said, "What again?" And then this one other young lady who probably wasn't her brother because it just looked way different was like, "You guys should get out of here." And I was like, "What?" It's all happening really quickly. He's like,
Yeah.
"You run, get out!" Like we like
he-
somehow
go
made
He was
him go
trying to
crazy.
chase us with his tongue,
He chased us with his tongs all the way out of the parking lot.
and then you just hear.
But no,
kids
then he
are
stopped. Then he
shouting in the
stopped because he
back.
kind of like realized like I think what he's doing. He just heard like all these kids crying and stuff, and then
Kids were
we
crying.
drove away.
Kids were scared.
He went
by
totally
him.
crazy.
Yeah, he was like, "Get the fuck out of my! This is my parking
"Get out of
lot."
here!"
Yeah, it's my parking lot. He's like, "You guys don't belong here." Like,
And he
yeah.
almost gave us the keys. That was the weirdest
He
part. So
almost
here's
gave us
the
the key.
moral of the story: is people don't like getting caught in lies. They both got caught in a lie, and I attacked it, and
Yeah, you
they
created
admitted it.
compression, and they either had to apologize or get angry, and they chose anger.
And what they could have done, what maybe this is the lesson, is just tell the truth. Just be like, hey, we do have two bathrooms. They're just for us because we don't want to get them dirty. No worries. Then we're going to leave.
Right.
It was just that they said they didn't have
It
them,
was
but
always a
they
locals
did.
Tourist thing.
Yeah, I understand. She's like,
Yeah, I
these are
I
just
get
for
that. They don't
employees.
want people going in and
Totally
out of
get
there.
that.
It's just their strategy in the morning before they start to do the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Okay, man, today, if people want to use the bathroom, we don't even say they're there, even if they see them. And they're like, is that going to work? Yeah, just deny their existence. Shouldn't we put a curtain in front of them. If they see them, say they're not seeing them. Trust me, it works. Has anyone seen my tongs? Don't tell me Coconut Face took them. Yeah, well, how long did he chase you? Like 100 yards?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. We haven't talked about it since it happened. It was actually it was pretty serious. It was like a good 100 yards. Like we were walking slow, and I was looking over, going, "Hey, man, we're going." It was one of those like we're going, like not trying to engage because it was like, "Whoa, this guy really lost his."
Tom, do you have any
lid.
tongs?
He kind of stopped like in front of that coconut guy's booth.
No one was on his side. I think
Yeah.
it was definitely like, "Whoa, that was pretty wild."
Why moms were not happy? Like his
No.
kids were crying because he's shouting.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
well,
the story. Just be
that's-
careful who you talk to at these barbecue places in Hawaii. And I don't know. Maybe sometimes it just let people live in their lives. That was maybe my lesson in this. Like, what do you?
yeah.
Maybe just kind of like, okay, let's just go. Maybe that's
Yeah.
probably would have been the
Oh,
right thing to do.
I used to fight a lot in my 20s. I was weird.
I know. Why do I care so much about? It's like very Scott Carvey stuff. Feeling like I won't participate in the lie, but I get very.
Yeah.
I take it very personal.
I know. I had the same thing, but you know, as you go through, then you're like, it's not worth it.
It's not
you're
worth it.
basically in a jungle forest. Unless you got to do a deep dive number 2, you just squat in a bush.
No, that's the thing though, because it didn't even matter. That's what we did the whole trip. We didn't use bathrooms. You take a little photo. That's cute.
But you did find you had a magic ride to Hana, and you found emerald pools of jungle rainwater and jumped off cliffs into 40-foot deep reservoir water.
That was the coolest part.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part was coming back to LA this morning. It's just, I mean, because I've lived here for my whole life. I think LA is I've always thought it was beautiful. Because I think I've only been here for so long. And then coming back this morning, it was like, wow, this place is just a sad dump.
There's pockets of wonderfulness, but yeah, there's a lot of areas where you're kind of watching yourself, and a lot of the traffic is back, so that's intense. People camping out has become really all the rage.
Yeah, it just didn't. We were talking about like in Maui. Maybe this is like a lot of America, or whatever. Just seemed like people just weren't. Everyone was just very happy living, kind of just middle class. I guess I don't know. No one was really trying to show off too much, but also no one was like bumming it. Everyone was just kind of in the. I don't know. I guess it was like a communist utopia or something. I don't know.
Even the
But
homeless.
the
seems
homeless
like
looked comfortable. Everyone looked
it's
very
like
comfortable.
A lifestyle they chose, not because of they just out of a choice.
Oh yeah, you could say let's go to Maui and we'll
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
We'll just
No, you're no
camp.
longer homeless technically.
Yeah.
You can kind of lie and think you're.
No, I get that. That is kind of this is a big throbbing international metropolis full of just we got like 20 million in the general area. Just and they call it the rat race. And when you're off the grid and you're in Hawaii, and it's like, hey, like our friend Big Sam on, he's a native Hawaiian.
It's a different way of living. Yeah.
It's chill, brother. Chill. Just totally, everything's cool. Everything's relaxed. Because that climate just makes you relax, right? That little bit of humidity and just temperate.
Oh yeah, no, it's the best. I mean, everywhere you go is just
It's
like
too
a,
hot to
an
start
adventure. Yeah.
an argument. Like too much humidity to start any argument.
That's why I always say there'll never be a space program developed from any country near the equator. Just because it's 110, what do you want to do? I don't know, maybe work on the rocket booster? I'm going to get under a tree and drink an ice cold beer and nap. If I wasn't doing that, I would have built the rocket booster. But yeah, those equator climates just make you just like, and there's fruit on the trees and vegetables.
Everything
on the
is
ground.
there. There's fish. There's chicken that literally walk around. There's no predators.
Yeah.
It's insane.
The chickens are so used to being slaughtered, they just lean their head toward you and go, come on. They'll pick their own feathers. Want to eat me?
We ate Spam out there, which is actually, we had Spam like 4 times. It's great.
Really, Spam, huh?
Spam it's still a big Hawaiian thing. I liked it.
And
You liked it too.
You still wanted the last thing.
It's one of the last things I got. I think it was the last thing I got. Might have been a Spam.
First thing and
Breakfast.
last thing, we got our spam.
Do they tell you what Spam is? That sounds like Soylent Green. I mean, what is in Spam? Tom will break down Spam. He knows these
Yeah,
things.
so during World War II, that's what it was called, spiced ham for short, and it's what the Allies brought in. So it was a commonly eaten thing on the islands, and it just caught on out there, and it became a part of their kind of their culture.
Because it's very inexpensive meat. There's a meat product in it. Yeah, and some nutrition.
Pork based.
Okay.
A little bit of protein.
It's
Very salty, so that's
Yeah.
probably why it wouldn't be good for you.
It's here and
a
there.
lot of fat.
Some parts, weird parts of pork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's always great to
But it's
travel and get out of your own, consciousness and wherever you are. And when you go someplace new, everything's new, and you're like a little kid for a second.
Yes.
Like, oh, they eat this, and McDonald's has Spam. I can't believe it. This place is crazy. And then day 4, it's like, I want to just chill at the hotel.
I miss my pool. yeah.
That's the thing too. You don't want to.
The hotel
To
pools-
live in paradise is so different than visiting
Yeah.
it. I feel like it get depressing. If you have bad times in a very beautiful place, then it kind of scars the place forever.
Right. If someone's just really, really down in Hawaii, because it's just like their goal was to get a sandwich and maybe walk near some water, and they failed miserably.
Just depression in Hawaii would be the worst. Let's be up in Seattle somewhere where it feels right. But have good times when you're out there. That's what I'd recommend.
Yeah.
So.
Good times. And flying during COVID, no big deal.
Oh man, first class Hawaiian first class is just a joke though. But maybe there is no first class that takes you domestically that kind of gives you a real first class experience. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to sound spoiled, but it's just
No,
two chairs. They don't move. It's literally. It's better than coach.
30
But there's no.
degree.
JetBlue coach way better than Hawaiian first class because at least you're getting a little
Right.
screen in front of you. You got your
Yeah.
internet and Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was spoiled in the 80s when I was flying transcontinental. It would be like a 747 with stairs upstairs and a full bar and caviar, and you're in a club chair, and they're turning around, you're playing cards. And then it was 767s if you're bulkhead. And then now it's like I'm 5'8.5", and my knees are. I can't. I have to get Paula to get out of her seat to get over, and I'm supposedly in first class. So. I don't know. Does it sound tone deaf, first world? It's a miracle.
No, things have just changed.
It's just that it changed. I got spoiled one way. If I'm used to just being crammed in, then that's fine. Last time I flew out of Hawaii, there were 2 storm fronts. We took off totally smooth. There were 2 storm fronts that they just go, well, there's 2 storm fronts, so we're going to ask you to stay seated for 3.5 hours. I had two mugs of liquid encouragement. I call it beer. So that was just the pain of just 3.5 hours can't use the bathroom. That would have made your Tong guy happy.
Oh.
You can't use. What did he say? Fuck me, I guess, right?
Fuck me, I guess, right?
No, he asked, "Do you want the key? Do you want the key?" Was like, "Yes, please. That would be nice." He's
I
like,
did say please. I was so
He's like, "Oh, fuck
People-
me, I guess." Yeah.
I've noticed this a few times. Though people just want to fight me these days. It's really annoying. It happened in the car too. This is another experience.
Yeah.
I'm in the car in traffic in Kihei. It's like 9 at night. Tons of people out. We're just trying to find a parking spot. And I'm just looking at my phone, and then I'm looking at my phone. Someone across the street in another car goes, "Get off your phone, you dumbass!" It's like to me,
Right,
and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh my god!" I didn't say anything to him. How did he even see me? But see, people are looking at my face and getting angry. So anyway, that's something.
I had
I'll
one
be
yesterday. I went to the
looking
pharmacy.
into.
There was no one there, and I was just first in line. Yesterday, a woman comes by me. It's probably 70 or something. I just got to ask them a question. Do you mind? Then she's up there for like 13 minutes. My insurance, Cobra will copay. It's just like
People go.
But
I know.
as I've gotten older, I just let things go. I don't. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, stay as long as you want. She goes, oh, sorry. I go, no, you were terrific.
No, that's the mature way to do it.
Well, you just get too tired to fight.
Yeah, just better not to engage. It almost happened at the airport too. I'm just getting on the flight, like through the security, like getting in the line. I guess somehow I cut someone. They're like, "All right, you're splitting up our whole family, but okay." And I was like, "All right." I didn't say anything. I just
When
went
did
right
that
in.
happen?
You didn't even see. There's so many incidents.
Katie
It's like
looks
12
up
a day.
and you're having a full fist fight with the pilot right outside the door during the flight. We should have a new nickname, Hot Tempy. Hot Tempy goes to Hawaii. He's got sharp elbows. He's on his phone, and he has no spatial awareness. It's Hot Tempy. Fuck me, right? Anyway, that's funny. But yeah, it's just, travel's like that. People get
I know.
crazy at airports. They get crazy looking for parking. And
We haven't been in it for a year, so I think all of it's kind of feeling new. So we're kind
Yeah.
of just feeling it for the first time. But anyway, we
Yeah.
can do what you're doing there, and I'll put Larry on.
Okay.
That's basically Maui right there. Look.
Yeah, that's the Maui coconut. What are dong?
The tongs.
That's the Maui coconut dongs, not clongs.
Tongs.
Tongs. That's the coconut tongue story.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Is Larry Bubbles Brown there?
Many.
Larry Bubbles Brown, let's get your joke out of the week. Let's get it right up top while we're fresh, and then we'll
Right out of the box. Okay.
then we'll crash the podcast. Ladies. Okay, character you want me to introduce it as?
Anyone you want.
Okay. All right, this is Denny M here with Larry Bubbles Brown, a San Francisco trade. He's as famous as Herb Cain, whoever the hell that is, all right? They have a thing called the pink section up there, and the little guy claps, you can have a career. If he sits back in his chair, it's adios. Right now, we have Larry Bubbles Brown, the San Francisco treat, with his joke of the week.
I have a gambling and addiction and a sex addiction. I can't stop playing the slots.
Okay.
That may have been a little blue for the Dana Carvey podcast. We can edit that out. We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. I think it was great. Dex and Kaylee are here.
Hey, Larry, how's it going? This is
buddy.
my girlfriend, Kaylee Chen, who is here as well.
They just got back from Hawaii.
Hi, hello.
You got a tan line now?
I'm looking a little tanner. Kaylee looks great. She got way tanner than me. I don't have the genetics, unfortunately. I wanted to go.
Oh, that's right. You got the ivory. You got to be careful. You get burst into flame.
Yeah, our ancestors lived in the forest and in caves. So we didn't.
Didn't you say the blue eyes haven't been around that long?
Blue eyes came in 10,000 years ago. It was all the rave at that point. Homo sapiens have been here in some shape or form for 2 million years. There were 6 different types of Homo sapiens. We wiped them all out. The Homo sapiens got really smart 70,000 years ago, and they don't know why. Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Because the Cro-Magnons or the Neanderthals, the Denisovians or whatever, they didn't. Mm-hmm.
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
And then we evolved to the big thing, you think it'd be fire in the wheel. The fact that Homo sapiens started to gossip. Because we started to gossip, people could get reputations you could trust. That would be like positive gossip. I hear they're trustworthy. He'll do this, she'll do that. And then due to gossip, we were able to create myths. Like that horse is magic, and we were able to create religions and unify people under either a nation state or a religious idea. So it all started with gossip.
Well, this is fascinating.
It's all in the book called Sapiens.
I gotta read that still. That's just thinking.
I just would recommend listening to it. They have the most incredible British accent guy narrating the film. And the Homo sapiens lived for several million years in complete harmony with other animals. But soon fire was invented, and that completely changed everything. A lonely woman, very small, could burn up an elephant or a tiger. It's really, but it is fascinating because I think we get so myopically focused on like who's hot, who's not, who's on a yacht off in the Caribbean, and look at them and look at us, and it's all just right up in front of our face. We've only been recording things for like 100 years, basically, maybe 120. I mean, there's no film of Abraham Lincoln.
No.
That I know
I
of.
read in 1970, the whole history of mankind, 1 billion pictures had been taken by 1970, and now it's like 8 billion.
Wow.
I think most kids coming up now who are 1 or 2 kids in a family with older, wealthy, quote unquote, wealthy parents or even middle class parents have that iPhone, and their whole life they're a star. Every kid's a star. They're on video. Their pictures are taken. So they all want to be stars. Their parents go, "Do you want to be a dentist or work at Baskin Robbins?" What the fuck, Dad? You crazy?
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
What's it like in China?
When did you get your first cell phone?
My first cell phone was 6th grade because it was a
Wow.
field trip. I think I remember it was a champagne gold Samsung. and it was color screened. Other kids only got like black.
So it was a big
Black and
deal
white,
then.
so it
I
was a
felt
big
kind of the
deal.
same way, but yeah.
Because I feel like my
Emancipated,
dad always,
you felt
my
you
dad
could
wanted
call,
to
do
get
whatever
me
you
a
wanted.
phone, but then he just, should I get her a phone? But now I'm going away from a field trip. She's like, yeah, get her a phone. So I got a phone 6th grade. But my mom would take this video, what do you call those things? It's like a square box, but it takes videos.
Mm-hmm. iPad or
Video camera?
Video camera.
Yeah.
But it was kind of heavy.
Yeah,
She
bigger.
would we would go to parks and she would just take it with her. And
Right.
yeah.
I had that experience too, but it's different than just every second of the day you can be filmed or
Yeah,
whatever.
but that was
Well-
in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the 60s, we had a landline, and it was a party line, so that you shared it. So sometimes you pick it up and you hear the neighbors talking, go, sorry, because it was cheaper. And you had no you had no recorder for people leaving a message, so you could really just stay distant from people. Sorry, bro, I didn't get back for a month. I guess I just wasn't at home when you called. So it
I
was
like that. It's impossible to get away from people.
Oh,
It's
it's-
literally impossible.
Yeah.
It's
It's
stressful.
too much. No Wi-Fi, no phone. That's magic.
In
Yeah.
China, it's
Yeah,
like
you could really escape then. It was really fun, and I think I might have the last landline left in California.
And you're speaking on it now. It's
I am. Landline, that'd be a new character, Landline Larry. He's got a landline, he writes checks. He's an analog man in the digital world. Man.
No, I think that's a little cartoon. We should get some rudimentary animated little short, put it on YouTube, and count the moolah coins.
Ka-ching.
Gonna make a lot of cash. Yeah. So that's the main.
Well, it's amazing.
thing.
You're right. There's people I've never heard of that they talk about cars and stuff. They're literally making millions of dollars on YouTube.
That's the interesting thing. There's an aggregate audience of 4 billion on YouTube globally, and if you can get 2 million people because you just talk about the Jaguar 1966 vintage car twice a week with a little home camera, and then you're a millionaire. It's really fascinating. Dex?
I know.
I know. I need to do something.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
Fast and the okay. This is one the Quiet Place crushed in the theater. You know the one where you have to be quiet or the monsters come. The horror film.
Yes. You may not have seen it, Kaylee. It was cool. We should
Yeah,
watch it.
if you get loud at all, then the monsters come and attack you.
Similar stuff like you have to hide under the bed. Don't make a sound.
Yeah,
It's like that. Yeah, the monsters
And
can't.
then-
Yeah.
And the monster can.
monsters can't see it all, but their hearing's amazing. But now they've come out with a movie that's kind of like a ripoff, I think, called The Loud Place. And you have to just scream all the time or the monsters come. What are you having for dinner? I don't know. God damn it, don't talk normal. The monsters will come. I can't help it. My voice is exhausted. I'm blowing out a larynx. They're coming! Scream, you bitch! The Loud Place. Stay loud or stay dead. So, there you go.
That'd be worse, actually. That's a way scarier movie. That'd be way harder to do.
My other one, yeah, that'd be way harder. The actors would be exhausted.
It has to be a short movie because people are just screaming. I can't
I think
watch
it's a
it for more than
terrible
10
idea.
minutes.
Now they have the Fast and the Furious 9 or something.
Oh, they make the hot granny drift.
Yeah, they did the drift one. Yeah, this one. The great thing about that is Vin Diesel has this catchphrase. No matter what's happening in the movies, like suddenly their car is upside down, 10,000 feet in the air, and the other person is terrified, and he's like, "This was always the plan." So in this one, they actually go to the moon, I think, in a car. And you go, and the other person's screaming, "What are we doing in outer space?" This was always the plan. This was always the plan. So I just think that's a
Totally believable.
great catchphrase. This was always the plan. To what happened? That'd be great as a business manager. What do you mean all my money's gone? This was always the plan. Your plan, not my plan. Jesus Christ. What do you think of the Olympic trials being moved? Because in Portland, Oregon, which is normally cold, it was 110 degrees, so they had to move the races around so they couldn't run when it was scheduled. It was 110 degrees in Eugene, Oregon. Yeah.
I didn't know
brutal.
it gets that hot up there.
Well, it's
Highest
always
day on
like
record, I think.
Well, yeah, you always have friends going, global warming, man. Like Al Gore released some kind of Facebook thing. Told you it was going to get hot. Have you had a little bit of Lemonade with a little something in it? Yes, I have. Well, my thesis is proved I tip a few. I feel very buzzed, but I told everybody it was going to get hot. You said it was just going to change. I know. I switched it up a little bit. For a couple years, it wasn't getting so hot, so I just said change. That way, if it's cold, I'm right. If it's hot, I'm right. If it does nothing, I'm right. If I'm right, I'm right. I'm Al Gore. But, you always look at the records. They go, this is the hottest. Talk about Action News. This is the hottest temperatures in the history of the world. It's 120 degrees, And then you go, and it beat the record. It's 108, the all-time record. But in August 3rd, 1965, it was 107. It's like, because you want to go, the previous high was 48. But no, all of them, even in Seattle, 113, and it did miss the record of 114, which was recorded in 1895. But we're all gonna die. I'm Spith Weatherhead.
I went 1992. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona. It was 112, and I went jogging.
Oh man.
Wound up in the ER.
Did you really? Wow. Like you kind of passed out?
Yeah, I thought, like when you run, you kind of have to do it. So I said, I'll try it and see how it goes. So the first mile was, it's not that bad. I feel all right. Then I kind of wonder, so hot. I wonder why I'm not sweating.
Well,
then I guess I got heat stroke. But.
Well, and so then you woke up on the gurney or something, or did you get to?
No, I just felt bad and walked back to the condo, and then somebody said, "Man, you better get to the ER. You don't look well." So they took me to the hospital.
Well, what happened to me in Griffith Park in L.A., it was one of those 110ers or 108ers, and I just thought. I drank like a gallon of water. I didn't really understand heat exhaustion like I do now. I just thought I'm totally hydrated. So I went up to the top. Okay, that's cool. So coming down, it's like something's wrong. I'm like, can I go 10 more feet or not? I was like in a surreal dream state. I sat in the shade for a second, and something my brain said, get up and keep moving. And because people die in Griffith Park. Every once in a while, some movie producer went on the backside of Griffith Park. It's just terrible to know you're dying. You can see the I-5, and it's only like a 10-minute walk. There's a million people, right? It's not like a desert. So I got in the car, barely made it. I turn on the air conditioning, full blast, like 10 minutes. I drive to Gelson's 5 minutes away. I go right to a giant Gatorade thing. I didn't pay for it. I'm drenched to the bone. I'm literally pouring sweat. I chug a giant Gatorade thing, get another one. Some old guy's pushing a cart. Slow down, partner. But then and it was cold, going by the cold section, I was getting cold, and then I just went through, and I'd already drank it, and they were kind of pissed, like, okay, here we go. So, yeah, I respect that now. Now I know being hydrated is not enough. Your core temperature, so that's why they postponed the races. Made Al Gore's day.
So that could kill you, though, right?
Oh, definitely. No, I wasn't kidding. I haven't had it in a while, but there's been people who've died in Griffith Park during heat waves hiking. They just they just think they're hot, whatever, and then you faint basically, and then they find you, unless the coyotes do. So, there's coyotes up there and mountain lions.
We had really quick. Yeah, wild boar incident. It was kind of scary in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, on Maui.
Just a little bit. So Kaylee didn't see it, which is one of those things. So we went on this private beach just to check it out. And we're like, it was like a good 20-minute walk. And we're hanging out on the beach. And then I look over my shoulder, I see a giant wild boar. It was huge. It looked like the size of a cow. It was massive. And I see it kind of going the way we came. Wow. Yeah, I didn't tell Kaylee this. Because in my head, I'm just like, I'm not going to let her know until we'll hang out. We're going to have a great time, and then we'll let her know on the way back.
When you see it, like, does it have tusks?
It was too far away, but I just heard they're aggressive. I've seen them on Discovery Channel. Like, a wild boar is actually kind of a dangerous animal. Can be territorial.
Well, that's why it's got the moniker wild. It's a wild boar acting wild, coming right at us. If it'd be called gentle boar, it'd be like, stay over there.
Or crashing boar.
Yeah, a fucked up cow. That's its little scientific name. Fucked up cow's coming toward us. It's drunk.
But it was scary. So I told Kaylee she's like, let's leave. I'm like, all right, so just so you know, like about 10, 20 minutes ago, I saw a giant wild boar go the way we came. So we're going to maybe have to confront it. but it's getting dark and we have to get back. It was getting 20
Wow.
minutes from getting dark. We got to get to our car. We're an hour or 2 hours away from any sort of gas station. We're way out past Hana.
Yeah, and it's getting dark.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I had a big old log in both of my hands.
Oh,
and
I
Kaylee
recall.
had 2 sticks.
I
And we're just
recall.
kind of, and it
In
was
case.
like rocks. We're deep in a
low
canyon,
rise,
and we're
right?
looking up,
Yeah.
looking for the boar. And if it wanted to, just I felt like it was gonna just come on top
Damn.
of us.
Jesus,
It was a wild little trip. I forgot about that.
Larry,
No
do
one
you
else
probably
does
know
that.
Never saw
about
it, though.
wild boars, right? A little bit.
They're called javelinas in Arizona.
So who
Javelina.
knows? Yeah, javelina or have a human luncha.
They definitely
have a human luncha. Those are dangerous. No, that would kind of scare me. I mean, you
Just a
guys
little
got you
bit.
weaponized a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a long stick, and Dex got a thick
Kinda bat.
short bat. Yeah, and I got long.
I don't
reach
feel like it was
stick.
gonna. I think it could have taken both of us out. On it. I think they're pretty. I have to look them up, but a wild boar is no joke. I think it felt like Montana. Again, a
No,
little
you'd
bit.
have to respect that. I mean, I had a different experience. I went to Maui in 1983 with my wife, my Paula, Dex's mom, Kaylee's friend. Larry's met her. Anyway, I can't even get to the story. I got so many introductions. So, but I don't know if we smoked some Maui's Owie or something. We had the same thing. We were off the beaten path. We're just hiking and this and that. And I saw something I didn't want to tell Paula. And then I finally said, look, I think I saw Tarzan. And she wanted to meet him. Sorry. I was a joke. Sorry.
That's a fun joke.
That's a great idea, Cato. Springsteen is doing a new show on Broadway, and he has a story and a song about when he got arrested for being drunk in a park. But he wasn't. When they got him to the station, he just blew like as if he'd had like a half a beer or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Shit-Faced in the Park. It's trending. It's a really good song. And a shit-faced in a park. All right, sorry. It's called I Got Nothing. I got nothing.
What else happened this
That was
week?
it. Wasn't that an old song? I got plenty of nothing.
I got plenty of nothing. That's an old comedian thing. You walked into a club. How you doing? And I got nothing. Is a way to release the tension of thinking of expectation.
Yeah.
If someone kills in stand-up, comes back to the green room and says, they're hot, you're going to kill, you always go, I got nothing. I got nothing. It's a great way to go through life. Just lower expectations. Do you have any idea? I got nothing. Are you well-read? I got nothing. Can you move things or fix a car? I got nothing. Can you tell the weather? I got nothing. If it's hail, will you get in shelter? I got nothing. If you get a flat tire, you just cry. I got nothing. It's the I got nothing guy. We're just trying to get characters to trend. Kaylee's
The
teaching.
building's on fire. I got nothing.
I got nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much should be the byline of this podcast.
It was a mellow one, but it's definitely. We're still. I'm still just.
I
in
love
my
it.
feelings.
I love hearing the boars. I love hearing the stories of just young people in Hawaii and the excitement of that. You know,
It was awesome.
Did you see a sunset? Like, were you like, wow,
Every day,
really?
Sunrise, sunset. Because we
That are-
were living LA schedule, so we wake up before 5
Yeah.
Maui time, which is around 8
Mm-hmm.
in LA.
Yeah.
And then we would just, and then our room, we're lucky enough to get the room. We have beautiful grass right outside the glass, our glass door.
Yeah.
And then you see pool on your left hand side, and then ocean, palm trees. on
The only thing is the
right-hand side.
hotel was playing like fun music the whole time, and I don't think hotels should do that.
It was only
You know,
Friday.
at the pool. Oh, was it only one day? I thought it was the whole time.
It was only
Never mind,
one
forget.
day that we decided to relax in the hotel.
Oh, okay.
And it was a pool party Friday afternoon.
It seemed like no one enjoyed it. I just don't get it. Just turn the music off. Just have it be quiet. We're in Hawaii. It's great.
Well, yeah, that's a thing that has
Yeah.
always bothered me, even since I was in my 20s. Just when after I did the Conan show, we went to this kind of cool, dark, low ceiling New York type bar right next to the Largo, and it was so fucking loud.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
I
kind of
can't
like,
do that. It's not
please,
fun.
what do you got? It's your last show, huh? You know, what are you thinking of doing now, Conan? You know, it's like, could we get him to turn it down? I always like, well, I'm old, but I started loving Sinatra in my 40s. Sinatra, low key in the background,
Yeah.
so we can talk.
Yeah.
Jazz club like that. It's
Jazz
cool.
club, don't impose what you think's going on here, because if you're pouring drinks with a big tray and you're going around and doing that. You want a pulsing, rocking thing. We're sitting there relaxing, trying to have a conversation, but you want to adapt the music. Turn it up, Eddie. Hey, this is great in Hawaii. So
I feel like they just do it because they know it's not that fun. It's a way just to make you think you're having a good time. If you don't need the music, you're having a good time.
And also because
Right.
the outside resort, there's just nothing. And I think they're trying to just, they have like resort activities. Like they have this schedule, like Monday, like beach yoga in the morning. And then they have like a little community schedule.
I
for
know.
you guys.
If you wanted to, you could do something every hour. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing
so
that.
on that day was a pool party from like 1 to 4 in the afternoon.
and then they want to keep you on the property, buying drinks and
Booze you
spending
up.
stuff.
Yeah.
So Larry, we've played Las Vegas a lot, and they have what's that sound in the casinos? First of all, you can't get out of the casino. You don't know where you're going. It's all really dark. There's no exit signs, and they have kind of a tink, like a music of just the music of the slots pulling, going ding 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 ding. So you're just hypnotized and drunk, wandering around the darkness, thinking you're having a good time, and then you go, let's escape and go to that bar and have a beer, and it's like having a good
Yeah, you can't
time.
talk, so.
It's called Dice Heaven, number 44. Get your money, get your time, get your money. You know. Yeah, it's just like it's
Yeah,
like. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, that clinking sound. I think they keep playing that because subconsciously think, oh, people are winning money. I better stay here.
Yeah.
I like that sound, actually. It is
Very
something.
happy.
It does something in your
It's
head.
Like something's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's happening. I know. You just use music as a soundtrack to your life and try to make it seem more exciting. It's like Disneyland. You go and it goes, the happiest place on earth. What if you're a chronic manic depressive? That would just be hard. Well, I've tried everything. I'm going to go to the happiest place on earth and see what. And then you just stand in line and get sunburned. You know? But that is their.
If this doesn't make me happy, I'll have to kill myself.
They have a ride. You know, enter the plastic punishment ride. Strap your seat. It'll all be over soon. Soylent Green is people.
I'm going to go to Disneyland, though. That's another thing I'd love to do. You've done it, right, Kaylee? Since
Yes.
we are- Yeah.
I love it, actually.
Yeah.
I do. I love it because it's three-dimensional. Like, everywhere you look is Disneyland,
Yeah.
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 except the hordes of 600-pound people on scooters. But the rest of it is just Disneyland. No offense. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I'll cancel you.
Do you still have slot machines, Deb? Church
yeah.
ladies? Those are still going.
Yeah, they made some Saturday Night Live slot machines, Larry, and they're still around somewhere.
You know, I saw one of those a few years ago. Yeah.
Do you just get a check in the mail or something? Or how does that work?
Yeah,
You
church.
should get a piece of that.
Yeah, I get checks. Church lady was number one because the demographic was middle-aged women pulling slots, and they love the church lady. And I did that bit when I was playing a casino. I went up to the guy pulling the church lady slot machine, snuck up behind him and whispered, "Jesus doesn't like what you're doing." If Joe Biden's listening to the podcast, that'll be his favorite part. Did you hear that? Honey, come on. He's a whisper. He's a whisper guy like me. Come on, man. Come on, Joe Rogan. I'll beat the hell out of you. Let's do some push-ups, man. I got a woodshed and beat the living shit out of you, Joe.
So he whispers, then he also challenges people to a fight. It's okay.
Yeah, come on. You know what it was? It's a patronizing old man thing when you go, you guys are too stupid to get how brilliant I am. You know how I know about the bill? You know how I know about the bill, folks? Because I wrote the bill. It's kind of like, newsflash, you fucking idiots. I wrote the bill. That's what it is. That's what it is. Come on, let's get real. I'm not kidding around.
What do you think of Joe Biden, Kaylee? Not in a political way, just as a guy.
I just think he's really old.
That's fair.
I worry for him. Like, are you okay? Like, is the way he
Yeah.
speaks, like, wow. Like, I worry for him as I worry for like an old man walking a grocery store trying to push his carts to this car. Kind of worry for him. Yeah,
and on a human level, that's why I'll cut out everything. It's weird to make fun of someone like that. I agree. I do kind of struggle with him sometimes because I could see these trying to get the words out.
Yeah.
You know, so I get that. And then you're a comedian, you're supposed to make fun of the most powerful man in the world, but this is unique in American history. Larry, comment?
Like the oldest president we have ever had.
By far. I mean, for first term, Reagan was 69, maybe Trump was 70. So now we got a 78 going on 79, you know.
The thing is, he still got 4 more years or 3 more
Yeah,
years.
for sure, at least 3.
Yeah.
Just depends on
Well,
the
when
guy.
Reagan turned 70, they actually really tried to downplay that. They didn't even want to talk about it.
I know that was considered ancient, and well,
Yeah.
there
about
you
40
go
years ago.
again. Yeah, I know. They thought the same thing about him, but it is, you know, hey, come on now. Come on now, folks. It's a funny rhythm. I don't know what other people are doing with them.
Someone's.
Well, most people didn't know FDR was in a wheelchair. They kind of hid that from the public.
They thought John F. Kennedy was monogamous. I mean, the things they didn't know. I'll meet you by the pool. I have my super trunks on. We'll do some laps. Excuse me, aren't I just your secretary? Well, we'll go for a swim and then discuss business down on the deep end. The press corps will not be there, and I don't do it for any pejorative reason. But you know that was those days. We didn't know anything about president. They would have a stroke and they wouldn't see him for a month, or you didn't even know. It's like in North Korea, they don't see the guy for 6 months. He's on Weight Watchers. He comes out lean and mean, and the whole population's shocked because usually he's like 5'4", 300 pounds. He comes out with a washboard stomach, and the whole population's like, "What happened to Chairman? What's his name?
Kim Jong.
Kim
Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. What happened to Chairman Kim Jong-un? We like him round." Yep.
Or someone just made another person that looks really like him.
Oh.
I've heard about that as well.
They cloned him some way, or,
Body
plastic
double.
surgery someone to look like him and control him as a puppet.
Wow. Well, see, that's when I'm not mad. I'm not shocked. I'm just sort of in awe of the people who planned that. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to clone him. then we're going to kill him. And then the guy we clone will brainwash it, grow it up in the lab real fast. And when it comes out kind of skinnier than the old guy, we'll go, hey, Weight Watchers in North Korea. And then he'll do our bidding as our puppet. Anybody opposed to the plan? Nope. We love it. All right, let's get to work, people.
It might be his own plan, though, because his own plan is to make another version of himself.
So he can just
sitting in
he
North
wants to go to
Korea.
Disneyland.
Yeah, he likes America. He wants to live American lifestyle.
Did
He
you guys grow
loved-
up learning about?
He did love America.
Yeah, but then he has to be in North Korea to, lead.
Well, when they
Right.
came into Saddam Hussein, the leader of Iraq, that they found in a hole later on, they went into his palace and he had all these videotape movies, and one of them was a horrible. It was either Opportunity Knocks or Clean Slate was in his collection.
Clean slate.
No wonder he didn't take Bush's dare. You go ahead and bomb us. We don't have nuclear weapons. All right, we're coming in. We're a little thing we call shock and awe. We're gonna wrap it up. It's been a scintillating podcast. Kaylee, you were awesome.
Thanks for coming on, Kaylee.
Kaylee, Dex, Larry Bubbles Brown, hit that, smash that subscribe button, and we'll be back next week with another edition of Fantastic with Dana Carvey. You all have a great day. Love you. Couldn't do it without you. Peace out.
Right.